Chosen ones, listen carefully. I have an important and urgent message to share today, and I will be very clear from the beginning. This message is not for everyone. If you do not walk the divine path of God, if you mock spiritual truth, if your heart resists obedience, this message will not sit well with you. You are free to leave. But if you are a true follower of God, if you have felt set apart your entire life, if you know deep inside that you were chosen for something greater, then this message is for you, and you were meant to hear it now. This message has reached you at the exact right time. Not early, not late, right on schedule. Heaven does nothing by accident. Today, I need you to understand this truth deeply. There is a person who has waited 10 long years to find you, and this waiting was not human. It was prophetic. The prophecy you were given is no longer dormant. It is fulfilling, quietly, powerfully, right now. What I am about to share will bring clarity to confusion, peace to restlessness, and confirmation to your spirit. The divine selection. Why only 1 in a million? Chosen one, let me speak to you gently, but with truth. God has never worked with crowds. He has always worked with remnants, with the few, with the ones set apart long before they understood why they felt different. If you have ever wondered why your path never looked like everyone else's, why your life seemed heavier, deeper, or more intense from an early age, this is your confirmation. You were never meant to blend in. You were selected. Only 1 in a million is not a number meant to inflate the ego. It is a spiritual reality. God does not distribute his deepest authority widely. He entrusts it carefully. Selection is not about being better than others. It is about being able to carry weight without being crushed. Many people desire purpose, but few can endure the refining that comes before it. From childhood, chosen ones often feel out of place. You may have felt older than your age, more aware, more sensitive to injustice, pain, or hypocrisy. You likely questioned things others accepted easily. While others were chasing comfort, you were wrestling with meaning. That was not accidental. God was already shaping your discernment. Let me say this clearly, because some of you still carry quiet confusion. Your hardships were not signs of rejection, they were signs of preparation. God does not prepare lightly those he plans to trust deeply. The pressure you felt was not meant to break you, but to reveal what was already inside you. Strength does not arrive suddenly. It is uncovered slowly, layer by layer. Many chosen ones grow up feeling unseen or misunderstood. You may have been labeled too quiet, too intense, too emotional, or too serious. But what people could not name, God was refining. While others learned how to fit in, you were learning how to stand alone. And standing alone is a skill few can master without losing themselves. God selects before he sends. He observes before he elevates. And he tests the heart long before he reveals the mission. This is why your life may have included seasons where nothing seemed to move forward. Those pauses were not delays. They were divine filters. God was watching how you handled silence, disappointment, and waiting. Chosen ones often carry a deep sense of responsibility without fully understanding why. You may feel responsible for peace in rooms you enter. You may feel burdened when others are hurting, even when you have your own pain. That is not weakness. That is spiritual capacity. Not everyone can feel deeply without becoming bitter. You were trained to feel and still remain gentle. Let me address something important. Many chosen ones secretly ask themselves, why me? Why did my life have to be so hard? Why couldn't I have had it easier like others? That question does not disqualify you. It proves you are human. Even the strongest vessels feel tired before they feel ready. God does not expect perfection from you. He expects obedience and trust. The reason only 1 in a million is chosen is because most people avoid the inner work. They avoid stillness. They avoid self-examination. They avoid truth when it becomes uncomfortable. But you, chosen one, were pushed inward, forced to confront yourself, forced to heal, forced to grow when you would have preferred rest. That inner depth is rare. You see, God does not choose based on appearance or noise. He chooses based on heart posture. He looks for those who can carry authority without abusing it, those who can be powerful without becoming cruel, those who can be firm without losing compassion. That balance is uncommon, and it cannot be taught quickly. It must be lived. If you have ever felt like you didn't belong anywhere fully, understand this. You were not meant to be owned by systems, labels, or crowds. You belong to God first. And when God marks someone as His, the world often reacts with resistance, confusion, or distance. That reaction is not your failure. It is confirmation of difference. Chosen ones often experience early responsibility. You may have had to grow up faster. You may have been the emotional anchor in your family. You may have learned to self-soothe early because help did not always come. That was painful, yes, but it also built resilience and discernment that cannot be bought or taught later. Let me slow this down for you. Take a breath. None of this was random. Your temperament, your sensitivity, your strength, your struggles, your resilience. All of it was part of divine design. God does not experiment with souls. He is intentional, precise, purposeful. You were selected not because you asked to be, but because you could handle it. Even on days you feel weak, tired, or unsure, the fact that you are still standing speaks louder than you realize. Chosen ones fall, but they rise again with wisdom. They do not return empty. Every setback teaches them something sacred. And here is something most people will never understand. Being chosen does not mean life becomes easier. It means life becomes clearer. Pain has purpose. Silence has meaning. Waiting has intention. When you understand this, resentment fades, and peace begins to take its place. If you are listening to me right now and something inside you feels both heavy and relieved, that is your spirit recognizing truth. You were never overlooked. You were hidden, protected, prepared. Only 1 in a million carries what you carry, because only 1 in a million is willing to walk this path without applause, without certainty, and without shortcuts. And if you are still here, listening calmly, receiving this, that alone tells me something powerful about you. You were chosen long before you chose God, and He has not forgotten why. The ultimate blue power, what it truly is. Chosen one. Now let me guide you deeper. What I am about to explain is not fantasy, and it is not symbolism without substance. The ultimate blue power is real, but it is not the kind of power the world recognizes. That is why so many overlook it, and that is also why it remains protected. Blue, in divine understanding, represents heavenly authority wrapped in peace. It is the color of depth, not surface. The sky above you is blue, not because it shouts, but because it covers everything quietly. The ocean is blue, not because it demands attention, but because it holds immense power beneath stillness. This is the nature of the power God places within His chosen ones. Calm on the outside, unshakable on the inside. This power is not emotional chaos, it is emotional mastery. It is the ability to feel deeply without being controlled by what you feel. Many people confuse passion with power, but true authority does not react impulsively. It discerns, it waits, it moves only when led. That is the blue power. If you carry this power, you may have noticed something about yourself. When you enter a room, energy shifts, not because you speak loudly, but because your presence is steady. Chaos quiets around you. People either feel safe or uncomfortable, but rarely indifferent. That is not coincidence. That is spiritual authority operating without words. Let me say this carefully. The blue power is not dominance, it is alignment. It is not about controlling others. It is about remaining aligned with God even when others lose themselves. This power gives you clarity when confusion surrounds you. It gives you peace when others panic, and it gives you restraint when others lash out. Chosen ones with this power often struggle early in life because restraint is not rewarded in a loud world. You may have been misunderstood as passive when you were actually discerning. You may have been called distant when you were actually protecting your spirit. But God was training you to move differently. The ultimate blue power is deeply connected to truth. Not truth as opinion, but truth as discernment. You can sense when something is off, even if everything looks right on the surface. You can feel when words don't match intentions. You can tell when peace is forced and when it is genuine. This is not overthinking. This is spiritual perception. Many chosen ones doubt themselves here. They say, maybe I'm just sensitive. Maybe I'm imagining things. Let me correct that gently. Sensitivity is not weakness when guided by God. Sensitivity becomes discernment when anchored in truth. The enemy works hard to convince chosen ones that their awareness is a flaw, but God designed it as protection. Blue power also carries restraint of speech. You may notice that you speak less than others, or that when you do speak, your words land heavier. That is because your words are filtered through wisdom, not impulse. God trusts you with silence because silence is powerful when it is intentional. Another aspect of this power is emotional regulation. Chosen ones feel pain, but they do not stay broken. They feel anger, but they do not let it define them. They feel fear, but they do not surrender to it. You may retreat to process, but you always return clearer. That ability to self-regulate is rare, and it is learned through trials. The blue power also repels what does not belong. This is why some relationships fall away without dramatic endings. Some people drift. Some doors close quietly. That is not loss. That is alignment. God removes distractions from those carrying this power because distraction weakens authority. Let me speak to your spirit here. You do not need to prove this power. You do not need to announce it. You do not need validation from people who cannot recognize depth. The blue power strengthens in stillness, not performance. The more you try to force it, the quieter it becomes. The more you surrender, the clearer it flows. This power is also protective. Many chosen ones survive things that should have broken them. Accidents avoided, situations escaped, attacks that never fully land. That is not luck. That is divine covering. The blue power operates like a shield, not always visible, but always present. You may have noticed that confrontation drains you more than it does others. That is because your spirit is tuned to peace, not conflict. But make no mistake, when truth must be spoken, it comes through you with precision. You do not wound with words, you cut through illusion. That is far more dangerous to darkness. Chosen one, understand this. Darkness is not afraid of loud faith. It is afraid of calm authority. It is afraid of those who cannot be provoked, those who cannot be manipulated emotionally, those who remain grounded when pressure rises. That is why the blue power is rare. It cannot be faked. It must be forged. And forging takes time. Many of you are still learning how to trust this power. You may second-guess your instincts. You may delay decisions. That is okay. God is patient with his vessels. He would rather you move slowly in truth than rush in confusion. Let me give you peace here. The blue power does not activate all at once. It unfolds as you mature spiritually, as you let go of fear, as you stop explaining yourself to people who do not understand your calling, as you choose obedience over approval. If you feel tired lately, spiritually or mentally, that is not weakness, that is integration. Power integrates quietly. Muscles grow during rest, not during strain. Your spirit is no different. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are becoming. The ultimate blue power is not about what you do. It is about who you are when everything else falls away. And if you are still listening calmly, receiving this without resistance, that tells me something. You already carry it. Chosen one, let me add this layer gently, because some of you need to hear it clearly. The ultimate blue power also reshapes how you experience time. You do not rush the way others do. You sense when something is premature. You feel when waiting is wiser than acting. This often frustrates people around you because they mistake urgency for wisdom. But you were taught patience through experience, not theory. God slowed you down on purpose so you could learn to move with Him, not ahead of Him. You may notice that when you ignore this inner guidance, things feel heavy. Resistance shows up, confusion increases, but when you follow it, even difficult paths feel strangely peaceful. That peace is your confirmation. The blue power always comes with peace, even when the direction is challenging. Chaos never accompanies divine alignment. Pressure may come, but panic does not stay. Another truth many chosen ones struggle to accept is this: your power does not grow through noise, it grows through integrity. Every time you choose honesty over convenience, restraint over reaction, humility over pride, the blue power deepens. This is why shortcuts never work for you. What others can get away with drains you. God holds you to a different standard, not to burden you, but to protect the authority He placed within you. You are also learning when not to engage. Silence for you is not avoidance. It is discernment. You sense when conversations are meant to distract, provoke, or drain. Walking away does not mean you lost. It means you preserved what matters. The blue power teaches you that not every battle deserves your energy. Some battles are won by remaining untouched. Let me calm your mind here. You are not becoming cold. You are becoming clear. There is a difference. Clarity looks like distance to those who thrive on chaos. Boundaries feel like rejection to those who lack them. But God is sharpening your discernment so you can remain effective, not exhausted. This power also refines your compassion. You care deeply, but you no longer bleed for everyone. You help where God leads, not where guilt pushes you. That balance is maturity. That is wisdom. And wisdom is one of the clearest signs that the blue power is alive and growing within you. If you have felt yourself changing lately, needing less validation, craving more stillness, desiring depth over distraction, that is not loss. That is alignment. You are shedding what no longer matches who you are becoming. And let me end this edition with reassurance. You do not need to rush your growth. God is not anxious. He is precise. Every season you walk through is unlocking something essential. Trust the process. Trust the quiet. Trust the peace that keeps returning to you. That peace is not accidental. It is the signature of the ultimate blue power working within you. Signs you carry this power, even if you doubt it. Chosen one, this part may feel personal. That is because it is. The blue power leaves marks, not on the body, but on the way you experience life. And many of you have been living with these signs for years without having language for them. One of the clearest signs is this: you feel deeply, but you do not enjoy chaos. Your emotions are strong, yet disorder exhausts you. Loud arguments, unstable environments, constant drama, they drain you faster than they drain others. That is because your spirit is tuned to peace. Peace is not your preference, it is your alignment. When peace is missing, your body and mind feel it immediately. You may also notice that you absorb energy without trying to. When someone is hurting, you feel it. When a room is tense, you sense it before words are spoken. This is why solitude becomes necessary for you. Not because you dislike people, but because you need time to return to yourself. Rest for you is not laziness. It is restoration. Another sign is discernment that works faster than logic. You often know before you can explain. You sense intentions behind words. You feel when something is off, even if everything appears perfect on the surface. And because this awareness is subtle, you may have doubted yourself. You may have ignored it in the past and later realized it was right all along. That is not coincidence. That is perception. Chosen ones with this power are often misunderstood early in life. You may have been called quiet, strange, distant, or too serious. People may have projected onto you because they could not read you easily. You did not fit into simple categories, and that made others uncomfortable. But what they could not label, God was guarding. Let me tell you something important. Doubt does not cancel the blue power. In fact, doubt often walks beside responsibility. You question yourself because you care about getting things right. Carelessness is louder than wisdom. Those who carry real authority tend to check themselves before acting. That hesitation is not fear. It is discernment at work. Another sign is this. You do not enjoy superficial connections. Small talk wears you out. You crave depth, honesty, and meaning. You would rather sit in silence with someone genuine than talk endlessly with someone empty. This is not arrogance, it is spiritual compatibility. Your soul recognizes substance. You may also notice cycles of withdrawal and clarity. There are times when you pull back from the world, not because you are depressed, but because something inside you is recalibrating. After these periods, you return clearer, stronger, more focused. Many chosen ones mistake this cycle for instability. It is not. It is renewal. People may come to you for advice without fully understanding why. They may trust you instinctively, or they may feel exposed around you without you saying much. This happens because truth sits comfortably with you, and truth has a way of revealing what is hidden. Let me address exhaustion here, because many of you feel it. Carrying the blue power can be tiring, especially when you have not yet learned boundaries. You may have given too much, listened too long, held space for people who never held space for you. That phase taught you compassion, but it was not meant to be permanent. God is now teaching you balance. Another sign is resistance to manipulation. You do not respond well to guilt, pressure, or emotional control. Even if you comply outwardly, something inside you resists. That resistance is not rebellion, it is protection. Your spirit recognizes when freedom is being threatened. You may also feel a quiet confidence that does not need attention. You do not crave spotlight, but you do not shrink either. You know who you are, even when you struggle to explain it. That grounded sense of self is rare, and it did not come easily. It was earned through self-examination, pain, and healing. Chosen ones often experience delayed recognition. Your value is not always seen immediately, but when it is undeniable. Your presence leaves impact, not noise. People remember how they felt around you more than what you said. That is the blue power working through being, not doing. Let me reassure you now. If you are listening to this and nodding internally, feeling seen, feeling exposed but calm, this message is confirming what your soul already knew. You are not imagining this. You are not exaggerating your experience. You are not alone. And here is the final sign I want you to hear. You are still here. After everything you have faced, after every moment you wanted to disappear, after every season of confusion, you are still seeking truth, still choosing growth, still listening. That persistence is not accidental. That is the mark of the ultimate blue power, quietly proving itself in your life. Chosen one, let me add this final layer, because some of you still question yourselves in quiet moments. Another sign you carry this power is how deeply you are affected by injustice, dishonesty, or cruelty. Even when it does not touch you directly, something inside you reacts. You cannot ignore it the way others do. This is not because you are overly emotional. It is because your spirit is aligned with truth. When truth is violated, you feel it like a disturbance in your own body. You may also notice that you cannot pretend for long. Wearing masks exhausts you. Playing roles drains you. Even when it would be easier to blend in, something inside you refuses. That refusal is not stubbornness. It is integrity. The blue power does not coexist with falsehood. It demands authenticity, even when authenticity costs comfort. Another quiet sign is this. You learn best through experience, not instruction. Advice helps, but lived truth stays with you. God teaches you through situations, not shortcuts. That is why your lessons may feel intense, but transformative. You do not repeat the same mistake endlessly. Once you learn, you truly learn. Many of you also feel called to protect rather than dominate. You step in when someone is being mistreated. You soften tense spaces. You mediate without trying to control. This instinct is part of your design. Authority for you is not about control. It is about safety. Let me bring peace to your heart here. You do not need to collect every sign to qualify. If even a few of these truths resonated deeply, that is enough. God does not overwhelm his chosen ones with proof. He gives confirmation, then invites trust. You are not searching for identity. You are remembering it. And as you remember who you are, the blue power does not rush in. It settles, it stabilizes, it roots you deeper into who God created you to be. That quiet certainty you feel right now is not imagination. It is recognition. Why the enemy fears the blue power. Chosen one, let me speak plainly now. The resistance you have faced was never random. The pressure, the confusion, the moments where peace seemed challenged right before clarity arrived. None of that happened by accident. The enemy does not waste energy on what carries no threat. And the blue power is a threat, not because it is loud, but because it is stable. Darkness thrives on reaction, on chaos, on emotional disorder. That is why calm authority is dangerous to it. When you do not react the way you are expected to, control is lost. When you remain grounded while others panic, power shifts. The enemy fears what it cannot provoke, manipulate, or confuse. And that is exactly why your composure unsettles it. Many of you noticed this early. You were tested emotionally before you even understood what was happening. People tried to pull reactions out of you. Situations escalated without clear reason. You felt pushed, pressured, or misunderstood. This was not because you were weak. It was because something in you refused to operate from impulse. The enemy attempts to destabilize what it cannot dominate. Let me remove fear from this topic. Fear does not belong here. Awareness does. Spiritual opposition is not about horror or drama. It is about interference. The enemy interferes where alignment is forming, and the blue power represents alignment at a deep level. It is truth anchored in peace. That combination cannot be corrupted easily. Chosen ones with this power are often attacked through distraction rather than destruction, confusion rather than confrontation, fatigue rather than fear. The enemy prefers to wear you down slowly, hoping you will doubt yourself, delay decisions, or abandon stillness. This is why rest is sacred for you. Exhaustion weakens discernment, and discernment is your strongest defense. You may have noticed attacks intensifying right before breakthroughs, emotional heaviness before clarity, delays before movement, silence before direction. This pattern is consistent, not because God withholds, but because resistance increases when elevation approaches. Darkness senses shifts before they manifest. Another reason the enemy fears the blue power is because it exposes truth without effort. You do not have to argue. Your presence reveals inconsistencies. Masks slip around you. Intentions become visible. This is deeply uncomfortable for those operating from deception. That discomfort often shows up as hostility, withdrawal, or projection. Let me reassure you here. You are not responsible for how others react to your clarity. Your role is not to fix, convince, or rescue. Your role is to remain aligned. The enemy would love to pull you into unnecessary battles, not because it can win, but because distraction delays purpose. Chosen ones often feel targeted during periods of rest, when you finally slow down, when you finally breathe, when you finally feel peace. That is when intrusive thoughts appear. Doubt creeps in. Old fears resurface. This is not regression. It is resistance to stabilization. Peace is powerful, and anything powerful attracts interference. Understand this. The enemy fears consistency more than intensity. Anyone can be intense for a moment, but you remain steady over time. You return to peace after disruption. You return to truth after confusion. That resilience cannot be broken by force, only by self-betrayal. And that is why the enemy works so hard to convince chosen ones to abandon themselves. But you are learning now. Learning when to disengage, learning when to rest, learning when silence is stronger than response. This growth frustrates interference, because maturity cannot be rushed or reversed easily. Let me say something important. Not every challenge is an attack, and not every discomfort is spiritual warfare. Wisdom knows the difference. The enemy fears when you stop over-spiritualizing pain and start grounding yourself in truth. Fear thrives on exaggeration. Peace dismantles it. You are protected more than you realize. Many things meant to harm you never reached you. Many traps failed quietly. Many plans dissolved before forming. You did not see them because protection does not announce itself. It operates quietly, just like the blue power. If you have felt stronger recently, even while facing challenges, that is confirmation. Strength does not mean absence of difficulty. It means presence of peace within difficulty. And peace is something darkness cannot imitate. Let me ground you now. You are not under constant attack. You are under constant guidance. Awareness does not mean paranoia, it means discernment. The enemy fears the blue power because it cannot control someone who knows when to move and when to be still. And chosen one, here is the truth that should calm your heart. The enemy does not decide your future. God does. And God does not place rare power in fragile hands. He strengthens what he chooses. So do not fear resistance. Do not magnify opposition. Remain steady. Remain aligned. Remain calm. That calm is not weakness. It is the very reason the blue power remains untouchable within you. Chosen one, let me add this final reassurance, because some of you still feel tension when you sense resistance. The enemy's greatest frustration with you is not that you are strong, but that you are becoming unbothered. When emotional hooks stop working, when guilt no longer controls your decisions, when fear no longer rushes you, interference loses leverage. Calm awareness dismantles schemes faster than confrontation ever could. You may notice that certain patterns no longer repeat the way they used to. Situations that once dragged on now resolve quickly. People who once drained you fade without conflict. That is not coincidence. That is authority settling in. The blue power does not fight endlessly. It stabilizes environments until disruption cannot survive. Another truth is this: the enemy fears your clarity more than your knowledge. Knowledge can be debated, clarity cannot. When you know when to say no, when to walk away, when to wait, and when to move, confusion loses its grip. This is why your decisions are becoming simpler, even when they are not easier. Let me leave you grounded here. You are not meant to be hyper-alert or anxious. Peace is your operating system. When peace is present, you are aligned. When alignment is present, protection follows naturally. You are not being hunted, you are being guarded. And the more you rest in that truth, the quieter resistance becomes, and the stronger the blue power flows through your life without effort. The mission attached to this power. Chosen one, now we come to something delicate. Purpose. Many of you feel it, but you hesitate to name it because you were taught that wanting purpose is pride. Let me correct that gently. Wanting to understand why God shaped you this way is not pride. It is stewardship. You are not asking to be elevated above others. You are asking to be aligned with what was entrusted to you. The mission attached to the blue power is not loud by default. It is not always public. It is not measured by visibility. Some of the most powerful work God does through his chosen ones happens quietly, without recognition, without applause. This is difficult for the mind to accept because the world equates impact with attention. God does not. Your mission begins with presence. Before words, before actions, before titles, your presence carries stability. You ground rooms that feel scattered. You bring calm where emotions run high. You create safety without trying. That is not accidental. That is assignment. Many chosen ones struggle here because they feel they are not doing enough. They see others moving faster, building louder, being seen more, and a quiet anxiety forms. Let me ease that. Speed is not obedience. Noise is not fruit. God moves differently with those he trusts deeply. He anchors them before he uses them. Some of you are called to be spiritual anchors in families, workplaces, or communities. You are the one people lean on when things fall apart. You may not always be thanked. You may not always be understood. But your steadiness prevents collapse. That is not a small role. That is essential. The blue power often attaches to missions of restoration rather than expansion. You help mend what is broken. You bring clarity where there is confusion. You de-escalate rather than ignite. This may feel anticlimactic if you expected something dramatic, but understand this. Stabilizing is harder than starting. Preserving peace takes more strength than creating excitement. Let me speak to those of you who feel unseen. Your mission may be unfolding internally before it manifests externally. God often builds depth before visibility, character before platform, integrity before influence. If he exposed you too early, it would cost you peace. And peace is not negotiable for those carrying this power. Some of you are teachers without formal titles. Others are protectors who never wear armor. Some are healers whose presence alone helps others breathe easier. Your mission may involve listening more than speaking, observing more than acting. That does not mean you are passive, it means you are precise. Chosen ones often want confirmation of their mission before they move. But God reveals in steps. He gives just enough clarity to require trust. If he showed you the full picture now, it would overwhelm you. Purpose unfolds at the pace your nervous system can handle. God is gentle with those who feel deeply. You may feel drawn to truth, justice, healing, or guidance. These are not random interests, they are indicators. But do not rush to define your mission too narrowly. Your role may shift across seasons. What stays constant is alignment. When you are aligned, you are effective, regardless of setting. Let me address pressure again, because many of you carry it silently. You feel responsible to use your life well, to not waste your gifts, to not miss God's timing. That pressure, if left unchecked, becomes anxiety. God does not motivate through anxiety, he guides through peace. When something is truly yours to do, it will come with calm conviction, not panic. The mission attached to the blue power is sustainable. It does not burn you out. When you are burning out, it is usually because you are carrying what was not assigned to you. Learning to release what is not yours is part of your calling. Some of you are meant to influence few, but deeply. Others many, but quietly. Depth is your measure, not reach. God counts transformation, not numbers, and transformation takes time, trust, and presence. Let me say something freeing. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing it. If you are listening to this, seeking alignment, honoring peace, you are exactly where you need to be. Purpose is not something you chase. It is something you grow into. Your mission will not require you to become someone else. It will require you to become more yourself, more honest, more grounded, more discerning. The blue power does not ask you to perform. It asks you to remain true. And here is the part many overlook. Your mission includes you. Your healing matters. Your rest matters. Your joy matters. God does not sacrifice his vessels for outcomes. He sustains them. Chosen one, breathe here. You do not need to rush into purpose. Purpose is already walking toward you. Every season you have lived has been shaping your readiness. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was accidental. When the time comes to act, you will know. There will be clarity without panic, direction without force, peace without confusion. Until then, your mission is simple. Stay aligned, stay honest, stay grounded. That is not waiting. That is preparation at its highest level. Chosen one, let me expand this gently, because some of you still feel uncertain about how ordinary your life may look right now. You wake up, you work, you care for responsibilities, and you wonder where the mission fits into all of this. Let me reassure you, God does not pause purpose while you live your life. Purpose moves through your life as you live it. Your mission is often expressed through how you respond, not what you announce, through how you treat people when no one is watching, through how you choose patience when irritation would be easier, through how you hold integrity when compromise would benefit you. These moments may seem small, but they shape environments, and environments shape lives. Another part of your mission is modeling emotional maturity. In a world driven by reaction, your steadiness becomes instruction. People learn from how you remain calm under pressure, how you listen without judgment, how you pause before responding. You may never stand in front of a crowd, but you will influence hearts simply by how you live. Some of you are meant to break cycles, patterns of dysfunction, silence, fear, or avoidance that have existed for generations. This work is rarely celebrated. It is quiet and heavy, but it changes futures. Choosing healing over repetition is sacred work, and it requires the exact depth you carry. Let me also speak to timing. The mission attached to the blue power often unfolds later than expected, not because of delay, but because maturity must match responsibility. God does not rush authority. He allows life to season you, to teach you empathy, to humble you, to strengthen your discernment. When responsibility arrives, you will not be intoxicated by it. You will be ready. You may also notice that God redirects you often. What you thought was your path may shift. What you planned may dissolve. This is not instability. This is precision. God narrows your focus so your energy is not wasted. Each redirection saves you from something that would have drained you. Let me bring peace to your heart here. You do not need to compare your journey to anyone else's. Comparison clouds discernment. Your calling is custom, designed specifically for your temperament, your history, your sensitivity, and your strength. No one else could carry it the way you can. And finally, remember this. Your mission does not require you to be fearless. It requires you to be faithful. Courage grows through obedience, not confidence, and each step you take in alignment strengthens the blue power within you naturally. You are not waiting for purpose. You are living inside it. And God is not rushing you. He is walking with you, step by step, exactly as you are. How to align and protect the blue power. Chosen one, alignment is not something you force. It is something you allow. Many of you have tried to protect your peace by controlling everything around you, and it left you exhausted. The blue power does not grow through control. It grows through surrender to truth. When you stop fighting every outcome and start listening inwardly, alignment settles naturally. The first protection is stillness. Not silence for appearance, but stillness of intention. Time where you are not performing, proving, or explaining. Prayer for you may not always look like words. Sometimes it looks like sitting quietly and letting God recalibrate your spirit. That quiet communion strengthens you more than constant effort ever could. Another key is discernment with access. Everyone does not deserve your energy. This is not selfishness, it is stewardship. Your spirit carries weight, and weight requires boundaries. When you ignore this, fatigue appears. When you honor it, clarity returns. God often speaks through peace. If peace leaves, something is misaligned. Rest is not optional for you, it is strategic. Your nervous system holds spiritual information. When you are overwhelmed, discernment dulls. When you are rested, perception sharpens. This is why guilt around rest must be released. God does not reward burnout. He sustains obedience. Obedience itself protects the blue power, not obedience to people, but obedience to inner conviction. When something inside you says no, listen. When it says wait, pause. When it says move, act calmly. Alignment is less about doing more and more about responding correctly. Integrity is another shield. When your inner life matches your outer choices, power flows freely. When there is misalignment, power leaks. You feel it as heaviness or confusion. Integrity simplifies life. It reduces internal conflict, and simplicity strengthens authority. Solitude will appear in your life in seasons. Do not fear it. Solitude is not abandonment. It is refinement. God often isolates what He is strengthening, not to punish, but to protect. In solitude, noise fades and clarity sharpens. Let me address spiritual noise. Too many voices weaken discernment. Not every teaching is meant for you. Not every opinion needs space. Choose what feeds peace, not anxiety. You do not need to stay informed about everything to be wise. Your body matters more than you were taught. Hydration, sleep, and movement support spiritual clarity. Ignoring your body weakens alignment. God works through wholeness, not neglect. Treating your body with care is spiritual responsibility, not vanity. Finally, trust God's timing. Rushing is one of the quickest ways to misalign. When you rush, you bypass discernment. When you wait, direction clarifies. The blue power responds to patience. It resists pressure. Let me leave you grounded here. You do not need new techniques. You need consistency. Alignment deepens through small, faithful choices repeated daily. Protect your peace. Honor your convictions. Rest without guilt. When you live this way, the blue power does not need defending. It stabilizes you from within, and what is stabilized cannot be easily shaken. Conclusion, confirmation, and blessing. Chosen one, if you are still here, let me speak this clearly and calmly into your spirit. This message was for you, not because you searched for it, but because you were ready to receive it. God does not send confirmation randomly. He sends it when the heart is prepared to recognize truth without fear. You were never imagining your depth. You were never exaggerating your sensitivity. You were never weak for needing peace. What you carry is rare, refined, and protected. The ultimate blue power within you was not given to overwhelm you, but to steady you. Not to separate you from others, but to anchor you in truth. You do not need to rush your becoming. You do not need to prove your calling. You do not need to explain yourself to those who cannot see beyond the surface. God sees you clearly. He always has, and He is patient with your unfolding. Let your mind rest now. Let your heart soften. You are not behind. You are not missing it. You are walking with God, and that path is never wasted. Every season you survived shaped discernment. Every pause refined wisdom. Every moment of confusion taught you how to return to peace. Carry this knowing with quiet confidence. Stay grounded, stay aligned, stay honest. The power within you does not demand attention. It commands respect through calm consistency. Before you go, chosen ones, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on the bell icon, share this message with other chosen ones who need confirmation, and comment 777 as a declaration that you are aligned, protected, and walking steadily in the purpose God designed for you. May peace guard your mind, may clarity guide your steps, and may the blue power within you continue to settle, strengthen, and shine quietly through your life.